on First Take, the Chiefs survived in primetime last night as they took on the Giants, beating New York 22-9. Russell Wilson threw 2 interceptions that the Chiefs struggled to take advantage of. It wasn't until the second half that there was a spark between Mahomes and receiver Tyquan Thornton. However, it was Travis Kelce and Andy Reid that had everyone talking about their sideline exchange.
I love Travis's passion, man. So I'm okay with that. We didn't have enough of it that second quarter. Well, it wasn't where we needed to be. So within reason, he knows. He knows when to back off the pedal and knows when to push it too. So that's part I love about him. I mean, the guy's all in. Just sometimes I have to be the policeman.
A lot of people were talking about that exchange between Travis Kelce and Andy Reid, but Cam, is it something or nothing?
Nothing. I think we've seen this before. I mean, obviously in the Super Bowl, Travis Kelce definitely, got heated, but that's his superpower. That's the pulse. That's the energy where deet, is Travis Kelce. Now, is it toxic, Amina? It is, but it's effective though. And I think this is a sign that frustration is mounting a little bit. When you see 4 receptions for 26 yards with 7 targets, that ain't enough when you're dealing with a playmaker, a bona fide playmaker like Travis Kelce with so many different things, working against him. The age, does it still matter to him? All these whispers about, obviously, his fiance and things like that. Well, when you have opportunities to show that you're still that guy, El Travador, some people may agree with it, some people may not, but I'm a person that knows, okay, we've seen this happen before and it still has been effective, and I'm not going to overreact to that.
Stephen A., what do you make of the exchange?
Well, we don't have to overreact to it. We just don't need to underreact by saying it's nothing. And the reason why we can't say it's nothing, it's not that a confrontation between Kelce and Reid is what you should pay attention to, because they're absolutely fine. Travis Kelce, my brother from another mother, that brother loves Andy Reid, and Andy Reid loves him back. The issue is that Travis Kelce's a realist. Woody, Cam, y'all both know this. You know a real one when you see one. And Kelce's that dude. He knows he's not what he used to be. And because he's not what he used to be, he can't make up for the loss of a Rashee Rice. He can't make up for the loss of a Xavier Worthy. And remember, Xavier Worthy, he's the reason Xavier Worthy is out, because they got mixed up on their route running. And he ran into Xavier Worthy and basically separated his shoulder, which is why Xavier Worthy has been out. Travis Kelce himself took the blame for that. I'm not blaming him. He blamed himself. And so when you look at one of the star players being out, knowing how much that inhibits your progress, when you're looking at a Patrick Mahomes completing less than 60% of his passes, only throwing 3 touchdowns in 3 games with just 1 interception, when he's also having to be the leading rusher because Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt can't really do what you expected them to do just as of yet. All of those things contribute to elevating the level of frustration that's taking place, because once upon a time, Kelce could be the dude that said, put it on my back. I got you, big boy. Patrick, I'm here. Throw me the damn ball, okay? We gonna be all right. Now, he's struggling to get separation, as we saw on several occasions last night. He juggled the pass that led to an interception and a loss against the Philadelphia Eagles. The game before that, in the opener, he got Xavier Worthy hurt, like I just articulated. There's a lot of frustration brewing up in him, because this is supposed to be it in all likelihood. Once upon a time, he was contemplating retirement last year, decided to come back after getting bum rushed in the Super Bowl, didn't want to go out with the level of production that he put forth. He's on a mission. He's trying to make it happen. And it's a struggle when you're devoid of the talent that you usually have available to you, because cats are hurt and you can't pick up the load the way that you once did. That's where the frustration is really, really coming from, which is why it's something.
I would say that I think Travis Kelce is fully aware of his football mortality as far as his diminished skill set. But as far as his what happened on the sideline, bro, I had bigger altercations with Rex Ryan when I was with the Chiefs. Like, I've seen full-on fights, all this stuff on the sideline. Cam, you know this. Football is an emotional game. Things happen. But you know what? Those things happen, and then you're on to the next play. You're on to something else. And so I don't read too much into it. Is there frustration as far as their offense and lack of explosiveness? Sure, but I don't think this is something that's going for us to really be watching and see, oh, is this going to have an effect on the team? I don't think that's the case.
I think this is something that needs to be said that Travis Kelce would never say. He does not have assets around him, help around him that can consistently beat man to man. And that's what's making him frustrated. When
That's what I'm saying.
Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, Thornton, Hollywood Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, those guys cannot consistently beat man-to-man. Now it's coming down to, okay, Travis Kelce is now being doubled or shadowed or has so much attention on him that it's affecting his production. And when you start to see that, I'm not, and you're right, Stephen A., but this is the thing that he will never say or never mention or never, throw anybody under the bus, but I'm watching the games.
Yeah.
Well,
they strapped.
Well, that's why we have First Take, because we'll say it, just like you just did, just like I just did. We know he ain't gonna say, man, I ain't got enough weapons around me. I need cats to help pick up the load. Do you realize that since Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown, and Travis Kelce have all signed to be in a Kansas City Chiefs uniform since 2024, since the beginning of the 2024 season, y'all? Do you know that the four of them have never been on the field together once? Not one time. That's what's going on here. You got cats having to pick up a load, and certain cats are capable of it, and certain cats are not. Travis Kelce was once capable of it. He's not anymore, and that leads to this frustration because he has a standard of greatness he's trying to live up to but can't. He needs additional help compared to what he needed in the past, and he does not have that right now. That's what's going on.
Yeah, a lot of frustrations with that Chief offense that really is not complete so far this season. All right, Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers.
Today morning.
No, absolutely not. I mean, they're still the one main concern we always talked about with the Kansas City Chiefs, lack of explosiveness. Now, we talk about the players that are not playing, but this has been an ongoing problem for the Kansas City Chiefs for quite some time now. They really have only one guy that really scares you, and that's number 15. Everybody outside of that, it's literally defensively, Rex, you would just come at this offense all day.
Yeah, there's no question about it, but that 15 just happens to be the best quarterback in the National Football League, one of the best in the history. But that's it. They don't have any weapons. So, the thing is, it's getting closer to week 6. When Rashee Rice, they finally have a real weapon showing up in week 6. That's the only thing. Now, I will say this. I feel a lot better about it because their defense is starting to stand up again. And so that gives them a chance, certainly.
That's why these wins are so important. You see, they've got some very tough games coming up. Baltimore and the Lions. They just bank some wins until they get back together. They will be a better football team offensively by the end of the year. Just based, Dan, you look skeptical. You don't think they get better?
I don't think better enough to go and contend truly with where we should properly place them expectation-wise. I feel like we are just minimizing our expectations for this football team and this offense.
Their offense can't get back to where it was last year, as moribund as it looked most of the time. They still made the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but they made their Super Bowl because they won all those close games. The likelihood of them doing that 2 years in a row is unlikely. I agree that, yes, it can get better. I remain adamant, respectfully. I don't think this offense is going to markedly improve unless there are schematic changes with the way they go about playing football. You can only RPO yourself so much.
The thing I would say, Greeny, is everybody else has gotten better.
Yeah.
The Chargers have gotten better. If the Kansas City Chiefs think that they can go back to the Super Bowl with the way they played last year, it's not going to happen.
Dude, last night, if not for 3 or 4 plays that are ridiculous by Patrick, they're 0-3. And so we can sit here and say, well, he's Patrick. But eventually, Patrick can't just be ridiculous for 3 or 4 plays every game.
But he'll get back Xavier Worthy at some point. That dislocated shoulder was a little bit more severe than people realized. He'll get back Rashee Rice. He'll get back 2 offensive weapons. That'll open up things a little bit on offense. You're skeptical?
Yeah, a little bit, yes.
Okay,
but that's not gonna put you in the conversations realistically with the Baltimores, the Buffaloes, the Chargers, even the Broncos, the Colts.
The thing those weapons aren't going to improve is the pass protection and the run blocking. Right.
Yeah,
that's the thing. So you guys point. Yeah, every other team in that division's better.
Their explosive plays come from Patrick being Houdini.
I understand that. The only thing, if you want to take the other side of it, they've lost to the Chargers and the Eagles, who are a combined 6-0. They were both one-score games. They were both one play flips the game. Kelce holds on to a ball that he has caught 1,000,000 times in his life, and maybe they beat the Eagles. I mean, it's a play here and a play there in all of their games, and that's the way it's been for them for the last year and a half, and they usually win them.
And I could tell you, if not for 2 or 3 plays last night, they would lose to the Giants.
Right. But we probably said that like 7 times last year, right? And they always find a way to win those games.
Yeah, and remember, I was hating on the Chiefs. No, I was just telling you what I saw.
Right. So I'm not suggesting they're going.
They still have 15. They still have 15.
No, trust me.
And if they have him, we'll get to the Giants a little bit later, because on the other side of it, it was a mess. And if it's not time for Jackson Dart now, I'm not sure when it's going to be. But we'll take a quick break as we